Well, early morning mist at Trent Bridge, but that soon cleared, and it was apparent it was going to be a very interesting and decent day on the weather front. The Yorkshire lads warming up. It was a hard day in the field yesterday. Alex Hale's 222 not out, and Knott's 393 for 7. The order of the day after that mauling was quick wickets on day 2. Well, Hales continued to play with style and panache. He brought up the 400 with a boundary, while his new partner Philander got off the mark with a streaky 4 past the slips. After half an hour, still no breakthrough. But a few minutes later, the first wicket of the day fell. Brooks got a delivery to Lee Philander, and he was out caught by leading the slips. Jake Ball was the new batsman. Patterson continued to bowl well, causing problems to Hale with his consistency on line and length, and eventually he got his man. Hales bowled for a magnificent 236, bowled by the Beverley-born seamer, who's been in great form for Yorkshire. Hales, by the way, 38 fours and 6. With the last pair at the wicket, Jake Ball started to throw the bat, and he hit Bresnan for a mighty 6 before being bowled next delivery. Knott's 428 all out. Patterson 3 for 78, Brooks 3 for 99, and much better this morning from Yorkshire. Well, the champions started their reply, and Alex Lees produced a fine cover drive from Philander's first delivery to find the boundary. In the next over, Rhodes played 2 loose shots off ball, but both went to the ropes. Rhodes was finding the boundary with a mixture of fine shots and lucky edges along the way. Philander continued to provide problems to Will Rhodes, but the youngster played Gurney away for 2 through mid-wicket, and he followed that with a 4 through square leg. A shot then repeated with the same effect later in the over. Now, Newman Gidman came into the attack for Notts, and Lee struck him through the covers for another 4. And Rhodes also reached the ropes of the same bowler with a fine shot to fine leg. A lunch is much more encouraging for Yorkshire. 62 for no wicket, Rhodes 39 not out, Lees on 23, and that's from just 16 overs. Soon into the afternoon session, Yorkshire lost their first wicket. Left-armer Gurney moved a ball away from Will Rhodes, and he edged to Patel at slip for a useful 41. Yorkshire 66 for 1. Cheteshwar Pujara opened up his account with an edge through the slips off Gurney, which went for 4. Pujara then eased ball to the ropes through square leg, and Lees produced back-to-back boundaries off Gurney. Pujara had a let-off as a ball delivery nearly toppled onto his stumps from the bat. For a time, Yorkshire made sedate progress as they set about the task of making serious inroads into that large total of 428. Pujara pumped Gidman through the leg side for 3 runs as Yorkshire closed in on their 100. Gidman nearly pierced the defence of Lees, who came close to playing on to the next delivery. Pujara also survived a confident appeal for caught behind, the umpire turning down vigorous Knott's cries. Lees danced down the track to hit Gidman straight for a 4, a lovely shot there. Pujara cut Gidman away as he dropped short outside the off stump, and Lees went to his half-century to back up his recent half-centuries, 2 of them against Worcestershire. Sammy Patel with his spin came on, and he was hit for a mid-wicket 4 by Pujara. Philander, another very dangerous adversary with the ball, returned to the attack, and Patel dived across the slip to try and pick up a Lees edge without success. The partnership continued to flourish with solid contributions from the pair. At tea, Lees continuing this excellent form, 68. Pujara in the groove now with 31. And Yorkshire 140 for 1 from 49 overs. Yorkshire continued to show a gritty, solid attitude after tea, and they escaped, or should I say Pujara escaped, as he edged to slip and a straightforward catch was put down by Vessels off Philander. Yorkshire at this stage 149 for 1. Pujara then brought the 150 up with a single off Philander, and Alex Lees drove the same bowler for 2 runs through the covers. Jake Ball returned to the attack, and Lees turned him down to fine leg for a comfortable 2. He followed that with a 4, which went on a little finer. Lees now on to 74 and playing really well. An offside 2 from Lees brought up the 100 partnership between the pair. Next, a landmark, 2 classy boundaries from Bajara to go past 50, both off Patel. But soon afterwards, the Indian testar perished, caught by the subfielder off Patel, out for 57 with 9 fours, and clearly disappointed despite his excellent efforts. Alex Lees was also dropped by Patel, the caught and bowled opportunity, going down with Lees on 79. Lees then brought up the first batting bonus points as the Tykes went past 200, and Andrew Gale, welcome back to him, was now at the crease, and he struck a 4 through the offside. Lees was in the nervous 90s, and a further 2 runs took him to 97. He cut another delivery down to Patel for 3 runs to bring up his 100 with 11 fours. It's been a great start to the season for him. But almost immediately he departed, caught by Reid off Gidman for that ton, 215 for the loss of 3 wickets. Lees going well, but becoming Gidman's first victim in Nott's colours. And just prior to that, Gale had been dropped by Patel, so Nott's, squandering some chances. Andrew Gale remained fairly solid in his defence, but he also found time to hit a boundary off Gidman. Harry Gurney was also cut to the boundary by the Yorkshire skipper, as Yorkshire pushed towards the first target of saving the follow-on. So day 2 over, Gale and leaning with the men at the crease. Yorkshire 226 for the loss of 3 wickets, 81 overs, but trailing by 202 runs.